according to Zack Films, you can eat a cactus so long as you torch it, summon worms out of the ground if you use an electric rod, and apparently you can even run faster if you run on all fours as opposed to just 2 legs. And obviously I'm a bit skeptical on some of these, and so today we'll be testing out a ton of different Zack Films life hacks to see if they actually work. Okay, we have how to make a toilet paper cannon, and already from the thumbnail, this looks extreme, so I'm very excited about this one.
Tape a paint roller along the leaf blower's
So I need a leaf blower and a paint roller.
Paper roll onto the roller.
Duct tape it on. Okay, some toilet paper.
And sits
pretty simple so far.
Airflow before turning it.
All right, then we utilize the airflow of the leaf blower.
And the air pressure beside it drops, pulling the nearby air inward.
Yeah, no, I mean that's what a leaf blower does.
Sucked sideways.
Paper gets stuck and then shabam, right? It'll just start dragging out. Yep.
Forward. The roll spins.
All right, this looks fun. It's like a T-Pier's dream here. Oh, I gotta do this. I gotta see if this is legit. I hope so. All right, here we have it. The leaf blower toilet paper contraption with the paint roller duct taped onto the end of it right here. I'm very excited for this one because it looked super cool in the video. Pretty simple to put together overall. I mean, it makes sense that this would work, but is it going to? We are about to find out. So let me go ahead and turn this bad boy on, and I guess we'll go TP some houses. Oh, here we go. Go! Oh my gosh, it works! What the heck? Okay, that one was sick. That is a really cool little thing you could do. So if you're going out this Halloween and you want to TP some trees in front of somebody's house, I highly advise doing that using this contraption right here. Leaf blower plus paint roller plus toilet paper equals a lot of fun. That was fun. Let's see what else we got. So this video is titled Why Ranchers Burn Cactus. Let's find out.
He lights the torch, then runs the flames.
All right, so I'm gonna need a torch. Already a little bit of an issue here.
Spines right off the
oh, you just burn the spines off of a cactus?
Severe drought.
They do this during the droughts. When the grass is dried up.
Almost nothing left for the cattle to eat.
Oh, it's for their cattle. Wait, so cattle will eat cactus?
Because the thick green pads are full.
Oh yeah, they're full of water, and it helps keep the cattle alive and hydrated, all right? If the rancher can't burn the spines off, then let me guess, they're gonna get hurt.
Will still eat the cactus.
Makes sense. All right, I guess we're gonna be eating a cactus. So I'm gonna burn a cactus, and then I'm gonna take a bite of it. This may end up being a disaster, so wish me luck. Okay guys, so here we have it. I have the torch right here, then I have the cactus right here, and according to Zack, if I were to use this torch on top of this cactus, these needles are gonna soften and I'm able to take a bite of it. Or if I was a cow, I'd be able to take a bite of it. The logic kind of holds up. I mean, to the touch right now, yep, that is not something I'd want to put in my mouth. Here, touch this, guys. But maybe with a little bit of fire, I could turn this into an edible fruit. I don't know if you guys are able to see it, but the flame. All right, so just from a quick 2-second flame, it looks like some of the needles actually at least went down a good amount. Let me give it another attempt though. Give a little haircut there. Oh, crap. I mean, it's definitely getting rid of a lot of the spikes on it. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a touch here. Whoa, okay, these needles are in fact flammable and they're completely gone. So now like to the touch, you'll see like, look, I am not pulling my punches. I am straight up tapping this and there's nothing there. So I'm gonna go a little bit more around and I'm gonna maybe even take a bite of this to see. Let's do a little bit more. So now the haircut is complete. This is what the cactus looks like. You'll see, I mean, there's still a good amount of spikes, but when I do directly put the flame on it, it does in fact kill the needles. So far so good, Zack. But now I'm gonna take a bite. All right, here we go. Here goes nothing. I'm gonna take a bite of a cactus. I mean, it actually tastes pretty good. This is what the inside of a cactus looks like. Despite it being a super dry plant, there's actually a lot of moisture in there, so it retains all the water that it gets. It's actually quite juicy. I'm gonna take another bite, unironically. Not that anyone's looking to eat cactus, but if you do want to eat cactus, just torch it up and you have yourself a nice little appetizer. Here's an interesting one. How does a paper towel clean water? I don't know. I don't even know what this means.
Fill the cup with muddy water.
Fill a cup with muddy water, okay?
A paper towel with the other end in an empty.
Oh, I see what's gonna happen here.
It's made of tiny fibers.
The tiny fibers, so I'm guessing the water's gonna bind to the fibers. Yep.
Stick to the fibers.
But how are they gonna climb? This doesn't make sense. Like, how are they gonna climb vertically and soak all the way up?
Pushes the others upward.
Oh, they push the other ones. Okay. Dirt particles are too big, so do they get left behind?
Paper, they get left behind.
They get left behind, even though it's the same verbiage. Me and him are on the same page here.
Cup of water.
Okay, Zach. So this is a good way to effectively clean dirty water, right?
For boiling.
Then you have to boil it to remove bacteria. Sure. Okay. I'm excited to try this one because I've used a life straw in the past and it kind of worked. So this would be like a really cool hack in case you don't have a life straw and you're stuck in the wilds. Let's drink some dirty water. Okay, so in front of me, I have some dirty water right here. And according to Zack Films, if I take this piece of paper towel and stick it in here, then all the clean water is going to basically transfer into this cup right here after a few hours because the dirt is too heavy to basically bind and work its way up this paper towel. This would be pretty cool if it does work. I am a little bit skeptical on this one, not gonna lie, but it kind of makes a little bit of sense. So I guess I'll just place this in and then put it here, and there will be a transfer of water that happens over the next 2 hours. I actually already see the water kind of seeping up through here, and it's gonna be transferring pretty soon. And I guess it's gonna take a few hours for this to ultimately work its entire way, but this would be cool. So if you're ever stuck in the wilderness and you have to figure out a way to separate to get some clean water, you can do that, and then you can boil it afterwards. All right, let's wait a couple hours and we'll check back in. Okay guys, so it's been about 3 hours and this is what it looks like. That is pretty insane, but this is somehow working. It seems to be seeping out the actual water, and as far as I can tell, there's no dirt in this whatsoever. Like, I don't see a single particle. I guess this is getting more concentrated with dirt because it's pulling out all the clean water, but as you can see, like, that is a very clean transfer. Even up here, I think at some point you could see that the dirt stopped, like it's unable to bind any further to fall into this cup. So this science experiment absolutely works. That's a very cool one from Zack Films. So if you are ever lost in the wild and you need some clean drinking water, take dirty water, do this trick, and then boil this water and you should be good to go. Actually, just to show you guys how clean this is, I'm gonna take a little risk here. Yeah, just normal water. All right, that one works. So previously I tried worm charming, in which I took a stick, put it in the ground and created vibrations, and I actually summoned some earthworms, but now this time it's pulling up every earthworm and it looks like he's using some electrical thing. So I wanna see what Zack has to say about charming worms this method.
If you stick a metal rod,
if you stick a metal rod into the ground, where am I supposed to get this?
Through it, the current would move through the wet soil.
I'm just supposed to run electricity through the ground and zap worms?
By wriggling to the
and then they come to the top?
If you had 500
if you had 500, what the?
Devices, you could cover
the surface of Earth.
With 130 million nuclear power plants, you could send enough electricity into the ground to pull up every single earthworm.
Oh my gosh. All right, that is an insane amount of worms, which obviously I don't want to do. I don't think I want to shock the worms either, so I'm going to find a workaround, but I am excited to try this method because the stick did work, but if we can find something even crazier, I'm all for it. All right, let's try some worms. Okay guys, so they do actually sell those electric worm getter rod things, but I looked into it a little bit, and one, it might be illegal in the state of New Jersey, and two, I don't want to cause like any harm to the worm ecosystem, so I don't want to like output a ton of electricity. So instead, I have a safer version of doing the worm charming, and that's going to be using this massage gun right here, because apparently it creates enough vibration to actually have worms come to the surface without doing all the harm that comes with those electric rods. Oh no, I'm sorry for all the worms I'm waking up. You know what, it goes even faster. Let me put this in the highest level. All right, good, good, good. Now people apparently do this before they go fishing. They just collect like a ton of worms by doing this. Not with the massage gun, but with the electric rod. Kind of surprised. When I did this in the past, it took maybe 5 minutes, so I thought this would reduce the time by about 80%, but it's been a minute and no worms. All right guys, so that first spot I unfortunately couldn't find a worm, but instead I went back to the original spot where I did the worm charming with the stick and I was able to find a worm, so I wanna see if I could find a worm quicker at this spot, because I know there's actually worms here, and it's the same time of day and everything, so there should in theory be a couple of worms. Let's see how long it takes. There even is still like a little hole that's kind of dug from the last time we did it, so I don't know if that's gonna incentivize more or less worms to be here, but hopefully we can stimulate some out right now. Come on, worm. And how does this work? Do the worms just like emerge, or are they just gonna kind of like work their way up? All right guys, well, it's been quite some time and there's still no movement, but I do have faith, because if you look over here, I actually found a worm. Unfortunately, this worm looks like it's dead, but it's like a dehydrated worm that was out on the surface. So we are in worm territory, so I'm not gonna give up quite yet, but it has been taking, I think at this point, like 6-7 minutes. So we're really entering that point where we might be doomed. But let me just keep on going. Maybe it takes some time. Oh, no way, no way. Look at this, look at this, look at this. That's a worm, that's a worm. Come out, come out, come out. Oh my gosh, I think that's a worm. Oh my gosh, it's a worm. Wait a second, is that a worm? Is that a caterpillar? Oh my gosh, guys, in the flesh. It took a little bit longer than expected, but we have a real life worm, an earthworm in my hands right here, and we summoned him with the power of the massage gun. But it looks like Zach was absolutely correct on this one. You are able to charm worms out with like an electric gun. Probably. I mean, we have a massage gun because it's safer. But now the worm is nice and healthy. I feel like he would have died if we used like the electric zap, so that's good to see. Crazy that that actually worked. Here we have why you can't crush an egg one-handed, which is pretty strange because you would think you'd be able to easily crush an egg in your hand, but I've seen videos like this before and people for some reason can't do it. I think they're lying, but I'm gonna try it out, but I wanna see what Zach has to say first.
Tell them to squeeze the egg as
Tell them to
hard
squeeze the egg as hard as they can. Yep,
As
and they
grip
can't
it,
apparently
the
do it
pressure
as they grip, the
spreads
pressure
evenly
spreads. All right.
around the arch of the shell. Instead,
This is what the science looks like.
on one spot. So even as
There's no
they
concentration. Squeeze harder and
won't
harder, it
break.
won't break,
Now,
okay?
Hand an egg to your friend who's wearing a
Oh, and then if you have a
After watching
ring,
the
let me
first
guess.
person,
If you have a
they'll try
ring, it's gonna
squeezing
crack.
Even harder. But what
Squeeze
they don't
harder.
know is that their ring focuses all that pressure into one tiny point, meaning they'll get a handful.
I'll get a handful of raw egg. All right, so that one's pretty straightforward. Basically, if you squeeze the egg with no ring, it doesn't break, apparently. And then if you squeeze it with a ring, then it's gonna break. Let's try this out. Okay guys, so you saw Zach's video. Apparently, if I were to just try to squish an egg with my bare hands with no ring on, the force is evenly dispersed so that you're unable to break it because there's not enough pressure in a single spot on the egg. Obviously, it doesn't seem legit. There's no way that's real. I think I've actually done this before in a previous video, but it was so far ago, I don't even remember what happened. I think the egg actually broke. But okay, here we go. So the egg is in my hand, and I'm actually going to squeeze as hard as I can. And I wouldn't lie to you guys. Dang, all right, I'm squeezing. I am really squeezing. Ah, no way. It's an egg. Wait, that's crazy. This is my hardest I'm squeezing with my left hand. Ah, okay, well, I guess that works. So here we have the ring. So I'm going to put the ring on my pinky, and that should be enough pressure in this area to break it. Literally instantly. Everything else was the same besides the ring. And here, just so you guys can see, take the ring off, backup egg here. Now let me try again. Another backup egg here, no ring on my finger. I'm very upset. I was not planning on having egg broke on me because I actually trusted him and I shouldn't have. Can you run faster on all fours? Probably not, but let's see what Zach has to say.
Drop down onto your hands and feet
All
leaning
right.
forward and running like an animal.
Nobody
Since
runs
you
like
have
that.
4 points hitting the
People would
ground
run like this
instead
if
of
it
just
was
2,
faster.
There are more chances to
There are
push
more
off
chances to
and
push
build
off.
speed because running fast.
This is
isn't
such
just
cap.
about
This is
moving
not
your
true.
legs
I don't care what he
quickly. It's about
says.
how hard you push.
It's about how hard you push while touching. So there's more touch points.
Just right.
So that means you
Your
could
arms and legs
theoretically
could
run
add more
faster. You
force
could
with
add more
every
force,
step,
okay.
allowing you to run faster.
There is no shot you could run faster on all fours than on 2 feet. We are bipedal humans. We are meant to run on 2. That's the reason we have the most endurance of any animal in the animal kingdom. But apparently, according to Zack D Films, you could theoretically run faster on all fours. So let's put it to a test. Okay, I'm very skeptical about this one, but apparently if you run on all fours, you're gonna be faster than if you're just a bipedal running on 2. Kind of makes sense, right? More limbs, you're faster. A lot of animals like cheetahs, they're on 4 legs, so they're faster than humans, but I just don't think I'm able to generate enough force through my arms to actually compete with somebody sprinting. Doesn't make sense to me, but that's why we're trying it. So what I'm going to do first off is I'm going to do about a 50-meter sprint on my 2 legs, then I'll do it on my 4 legs, we'll compare times, and then I'm going to race Michael. I'll be on 4s, he'll be on 2, and we'll actually see whether or not this is legit. Okay, so we have our 2 markers right here. So the first marker is gonna go right here, and then this looks to be about 40 meters or so. 3, 2, 1. What was that?
Let's call it 380.
380, okay. Now I'm gonna go on all 4s. All right, here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Ah!
568.
568? I was like 2x slower. All right, you know what? Forget the 100x speed. Let's just start this race right now. Because maybe I'm just like super fast on 2 legs. So it's gonna be Michael on 2 versus me on 4. So here it goes, we're gonna start the race. So we're gonna run the 40 meters. I'm gonna be on 4, Michael will be on 2. And then at the end of it, we're gonna have to chug a vintage cola Olipop each just to add to it, because I'm for sure gonna lose the foot race. But then I'm gonna try to chug because maybe I didn't lose as much energy and I'm able to chug quicker. I'm just looking for an excuse to possibly win. But here we go, let me put this down. Let's begin this race and let's see if Zach was right. The race is gonna begin in 3, 2, 1. Go. Ugh, that wasn't too bad. maybe he was right, because I didn't use as much energy, which means I could conserve some for drinking the Olipop. So in a complete foot race, yes, you would lose, but once you turn into a relay race, conserve your energy, I think he's right. 4 legs, you just divide that by 4 instead of 2 and you got more energy. Whew, still pretty gassed though, but at least I was able to refresh myself with a chilled can of Olipop. And what's cool is that Olipop just released their new designs for the summer. So as you can see, a new design, color wave, and everything. Here's some of the other flavors too that they have. I really like the root beer and the crisp apple look. But Olipop is reimagining soda with low sugar and high fiber. So it supports digestive health and it's much better than traditional soda. I mean, take a look at this. The vintage cola, 40 calories, 6 grams of fiber, 4 grams of sugar. It really is the feel-good soda, even after just doing a 40-meter sprint on all fours. So I really recommend trying. You guys know I love Olipop. And Olipop is available in the soda aisles and the chilled beverages in thousands of retailers, including Walmart and Target. And right now you can buy 2 cans of Olipop in store and they will pay you back for 1. It works on single cans of any flavor at any retailer. So go ahead and scan the QR code or click the link in the description to claim the offer. But anyways, thank you to Olipop, my favorite soda, for sponsoring this video. And let's go ahead and test more Zack D Films videos. Sorry, Olipop. So this one is how the 3-cup siphon trick works. I'm actually very excited about this one.
2 full cups, but ensure
All right, 2 full cups of liquid.
With liquid. Now a second straw.
And we're basically going to commute the liquid from the first and second one into the third.
Empty cup. Now just like this, nothing.
I was gonna say, it's like not working, so did Zack mess up? So fill the second straw with liquid, okay? Seal both ends.
This traps the liquid inside.
How is this gonna change anything?
When you put it between
So just putting liquid is gonna result in liquid now flowing? Is that not just the liquid that was in the straw now falling out?
The pressure difference between the 2 cups.
Oh, it starts to create that funnel.
Keeps pulling it through. The first straw does the same.
Okay.
The first cup into the
I am very hesitant about this one. I do not think this is gonna work. I don't know, for some reason, I just can't see myself pulling this off. I'm gonna go ahead and test it, and we're gonna figure out if Zack is lying or not. All right, so here we have the 3 cups in front of me. So we're gonna try to siphon the liquid from this cup into this empty one right here. So we have the 2 straws. We have these 2 cups with the liquid on them. They're elevated because that should help a little bit with the transfer of liquid. But through some Zack D Films transitive property, we're going to move liquid from here to here, only using straws. So I think the idea is to just put some liquid into this straw and then close the air pocket, so then you could have some of the flow happen, and then, like, I don't know, some science happens, and then apparently this should fill up. All right, let's give it a try. Look at that. First try, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, first try, and we are actually draining. It looks like the second cup mainly. Hold on a second, look at that, that's crazy. All right, so that actually works. And you guys saw, I mean, like, before doing that, there was no movement, but then afterwards, that drip actually works, and it looks like you can, in fact, siphon liquid from this cup to that cup. This next video is, does hot water freeze faster than cold water? I'm very excited to test this, because this is a long due science experiment, and I'm actually curious of the results.
He placed hot milk into the freezer.
Okay, why are we using milk all of a sudden though? I thought this was about water. I'm not even sure I have milk.
For
some reason, the hot milk froze faster, okay.
And even
still have a lot to go though, so what happens? Inconclusive research, yep, that's why I'm here.
Scientists think it's because ice needs something.
Some scientists think it's because, don't they just know the answer to this? Feels like you could like pretty easily test this, no?
Stuck in a liquid state.
Can get stuck, okay.
Temperature is below.
All right, so this is the science. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right?
Bubbles to start the freezing process.
It has bubbles, so the freezing process can begin quickly, sure. But since no one has ever proven a theory, we still don't have an answer. We are about to find out the answer right now because I'll be testing it. Okay, so as Zack said, boiling/hot water actually freezes faster than cold water, so we're gonna try this right now. So I'm going to fill it up currently, this jar, with cold water. Let's fill it up about 90% there. And then here we have the boiling water, which is gonna serve as our hot water. And because of these bubbles that you're actually seeing right now, apparently it's easier on a molecular level for it to freeze. Now we're gonna pour the same exact amount into this one. Okay, so there we have it. On the right side, we have our hot water, and then on the left side is our cold water. So I'm going to take these 2 things, put them next to each other in the freezer, and then we're gonna check back in periodically to see which one freezes first. Place this into here. Okay. And let the race begin. Okay guys, so it's been about 2.5 hours, and I feel like this is about the right time when I should be checking them, because I feel like one of them is gonna be frozen. I don't know which one is, so I'm kind of excited, but let's see if Zack D Films was right or not about the hot one freezing first. Okay, so the one on the right is going to be the hot one. Oh, look at that. Wait a second, it's the exact opposite. As you can see, this already froze. That is the cold water, and that is the boiling water. I mean, look at this. This thing is literal ice. Well, I guess not completely iced, but it's iced out, whereas this one is just straight up liquid. Like there's not even any components of this that are frozen. Okay, so it turns out that is absolutely not true. Hot water does in fact, now we know, not freeze faster than cold water, but at least we tried it. So this video is titled How a Tiny Weight Can Exhaust You, and it looks like it's gonna be a 1 pound weight that's held up, but I wanna see the details of this. So she handed him a 1 pound weight and he laughed. That's me right now. I think a 1 pound weight, I could probably do that infinitely, right? It's like holding your arm out, which I think I can do for probably like 30 minutes. Keep holding it, yep. But let me guess, he's gonna fatigue at some point, right?
After half an hour,
all right.
Then
that feels like the right time, honestly. Then the pain grew sharp, yep. By the end of the period, his arm was shaking. He could barely keep it up, okay.
The weight never changed.
Now the weight never changed. All right, here comes the explanation. Just 1 pound, but the longer he carried it, the heavier it felt.
And that's when the teacher
explained, thinking about a problem for a moment is manageable, but if you carry that stress all day, it'll drain you. Okay, I don't need the life lessons because I just want to test the actual 1 pound weight. So I'm gonna go ahead and purchase a 1 pound weight and see if I could actually last a full period, because this kid lasted a period. I think I can go much longer. So I just think this metaphor is rooted in a lie. I think you could actually hold a 1 pound weight for like 3 hours if I had to guess. All right, let's try it. Okay guys, so as you just saw, according to Zack Films, holding up a 1 pound weight gets super tiring after 30 minutes. But interestingly, I looked this up and apparently for somebody my size, it only takes 2 to 4 minutes and I'll be fatigued from just holding out this 1 pound weight. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm gonna test it right now. So I'm gonna see if I can last 30 minutes, but they don't even think I'll last 3 minutes. So let's see how long it is. Place your bets right now. Timer will be over here and we're probably gonna time lapse this because it's gonna be very difficult to just like sit through 30 minutes of this, but here we go. 3, 2, 1. I'm using my left arm because it's weaker than my right arm and I feel like it's more challenging. Not gonna lie, I am feeling it a little bit. It's not at the point where I'm gonna drop, but there's a little bit of stress happening on the muscles. So even though it's 1 pound, this is actually quite difficult. Okay, 1 minute in and I do have a little bit of lactic acid that's building up and I'm unable to move my arm, so I'm not able to like get rid of it at all. So there's definitely a lot of tension building up in the shoulder area. Okay, we've just crossed 2 minutes now, and there's definitely a little sharp pain happening, but I'm good. I think I'd probably go to like 4 minutes, like I said, maybe 5. You know what, maybe 6. Let's be aspirational here. Okay, 4 minutes in, there is no shot that kid did it for 30 minutes. They even said the entire period, which is like 45 to 60 minutes. I know it's just trying to be like a metaphor for something greater, but I just think factually that is not happening. And if you were a kid of that age, if you send me proof that you can do this for 45 minutes, I'll like pay your college tuition. I won't actually do that, but I'll give you $100. Okay guys, we are nearing on 6 minutes in 3, 2, 1, 6 minutes now. And I think I'm just about to tap out at 6 minutes and 7 seconds. So about 5 times less than what Zack Films said a kid is able to do, let alone an adult who considers himself to be somewhat strong. So I don't know about 30 minutes, so I don't think that's true, but there is some truth to the metaphor he said. So I guess it's a good message, but it is not factual, and now you know. So now we have turning stacked paper into wood. So a little bit of the reverse process. Usually you go from wood to paper. This is paper to wood.
They take old newspaper,
coat it with glue, stack some newspaper together, all right?
Then
this all makes sense. Press them. Yeah, roll it up.
Once
So you're just basically rolling up a lot of newspapers, and then that's it. They look like tree rings of wood, okay.
Cut into thin sheets, polished like real wood, and
then you could use it to make furniture. All right, I mean, this makes sense, right? Like paper is wood, and wood is paper. So it's just like the different stages of that life cycle. So let's explore it. Let's see if paper is truly as hard as wood if we do this process. Okay guys, so we have a bunch of newspapers right here. So what I'm going to do is see how many of them I could stick together. We're gonna compress them, and then I guess we're gonna create some wood. I have a lot of newspapers. I'm not sure how many I need because these are pretty thick. I think they're about 80 pages each. So right here, 160 pieces of paper put together. I will start gluing away. All right, so I put 2 together. I mean, this is actually pretty thick already. I don't even know if I need more. So maybe we'll start with this and we'll see whether or not some wood is made after we roll it up and see what happens. Okay guys, so it's now been pressed and rolled up, and this is what things look like. You'll see all the glue in there drying, and it was enforced with some rubber bands just to be extra tight. So right now this thing is as hard as wood as you'd imagine. I mean, it literally is wood. It's a bunch of paper glued together. But what I'm going to do is let this dry a little bit more, and I'm gonna like try to saw through it. They use a circular saw and said it was very difficult to get through. I'm gonna take it up by using a handsaw to see if I can actually get through it. Okay guys, so it's been a bit and this thing is officially hardened. Ooh, Kind of hurts. But I'm gonna try to cut through with this saw right here, and we're gonna see if it's as tough as wood would be. Ah, dang, it's actually tough. I guess when you have 150 sheets of paper together, it is in fact like wood. Not gonna lie, kind of the same effort as if I was going through wood. I don't know if I should be surprised or what, because this is literally just wood, just not in wood form. Okay, you know what? Here's a good test. If I'm able to like just snap it, then it should be like wood, right? Because it's hard enough where I'd be able to get through it. Oh my gosh. All right, hold on, let me go a little bit more. This thing's just like very difficult. Whew. Look at that. So those are all the different rings, which is just 150, I guess, based on the amount of pages in the newspaper. I'll give that a feel. Give that a feel, guys. That is wood right there. Who would have thought that a bunch of paper glued together is literally wood? All right, I'm very excited about this one, but it's how to make rock candy at home, because if there's one thing I like, it is a good sour candy. So let's watch and see what Zach has to say.
Mix 3 cups of sugar with...
Okay, so this is the recipe. So sugar, water, heat it up, because you want to get a little like syrupy, right? Yep, hot syrup. Great.
Next,
and then how does that crystallization happen?
About 2/3 the length of
Okay,
the jar.
so we have string and a pencil.
Stick. Dip the string in the syrup.
And that's
then
it?
let dry
Oh no,
hard.
okay, not yet.
For balancing
Wait,
the
it looked
stick
like it
on
just kind of had it at
jar.
first, no?
So the string hangs inside without...
All right, so now I guess we just kind of keep it there so it could like oxidize, right?
These sugar particles.
Yep,
which
there
will
it is,
form
the
crystals
crystallization,
along the
sure.
string. And after a week,
A week?
you'll have a hard chunk of rock.
I have to wait a full week to do this? All right, well, let's get started. Okay, guys, so as you just saw, you're able to make rock candy at home, apparently, by doing the following steps. So you need a 3-to-1 ratio of sugar to water, which we have right here, and the water is boiling, so I should be able to mix them directly in this jar and play this out. Okay, time for the sugar. Then I'm gonna take this string and dip it in, and we're gonna leave it here for about 30 minutes for, I guess, all the sugar particles to kind of like relax on it, and then we're gonna go back in. Okay guys, so it's been 30 minutes, so now I'm going to resubmerge the strings into this sugar water. Ooh, look at that. Nice and hard. Okay, so one is in, and then let's put this one in. Okay, so both are officially in the jar. So now we're going to wait anywhere from 3 to 7 days, and we're gonna see if the rocks end up forming on it. Then we'll have some candy. I'm excited about this one. This is a pretty cool one if it works. Okay guys, so it's been a few days, so I wanna see if we ultimately created some of these candy crystals that apparently Zach said would work after about 4 days. Disclaimer, it's been like 2 weeks, so it's been a little bit longer, but I figured the longer the better, right? So let's see. So first is this rope, which wasn't that great, honestly, but actually a little bit of crystallization you could see up top, otherwise just very gooey, almost like a honey. But this isn't the main one. I want to see the actual rope right here, and we'll see if there's any sort of crystal candy. All right, so if you look closely, you'll see absolutely nothing. So there was no crystallization that happened on both of these, despite leaving it in there for quite a long time. Let me get a little bit of a taste though. Disgusting, which is disappointing because I really thought this one was going to work. All right, can't win them all, so let's see what we got next. If you've ever dropped gum on your carpet, have no fear, because this Zack D Films life hack apparently is gonna remove gum from the carpet. So let's see what we got.
If you drop gum onto the carpet,
Gum on the
and try
carpet
to
is
pull
crazy.
it out while it's still warm,
That's never actually happened to me, but I'm aware of this. Like, this is an issue for a lot of people, right?
Harder and harder to remove.
Yep, carpet
Instead,
fibers
smaller
binds right to
bag
it.
of ice cubes.
Oh, I see. All right,
Cold
so we're gonna
temperature
freeze the
hardens
gum. That's kind of
rubber
smart, actually.
inside, which makes it less sticky.
Makes it less
Then
sticky,
scrape
and then you
it
can just
off with
scrape it off with a
and
spoon.
clean the spot with detergent and water.
All right, then we have the residue that you can just wipe off.
There.
That easy? Let's buy a rug and drop some gum on it. Okay, so in front of me, I have a brand new white rug, and then I have some bubble gum right here. So I'm gonna chew some of the gum, and then I'm going to ruin this rug right here and see if Zach's advice ultimately works. You know what? I want a lot of gum. This is gonna be the worst gum on rug you've ever seen. Oh, forgot to remove the wrapper. Wait for it. Okay, now let's massage that in there. Oh, that is in there. Okay, so this is what the gum looks like on the rug. As you can see, it is just completely intertwined in these rug fibers. So here's what it looks like when I try to pull it. Yeah, that is just in there. My rug is ruined. Okay, here I have the bag of ice cubes. So I'm going to rest this, let this freeze up a little bit. And then when I come back, that should be dry gum, and it should lift immediately off without any of the fibers getting within and without ruining the rug. Okay guys, so it's been about 15 minutes. So this thing should be dry now. The ice is starting to melt. Oh yeah, this thing is frozen. Okay, so now I'm gonna try to pull it off and let's see what happens. Now they did say use like a spoon or something, but I think I can just kind of thread through it. I mean, all right, it's slowly but surely removing itself. It's definitely frozen a bit. Okay, so some of the gum was removed, but definitely some is staying. And it is frozen, or at least like slightly dry. So it's kind of strange that it's not coming off. Hey, I mean, I tried. I got off most of it. I don't know if it's the type of rug or what, but it's not the result that I thought I would get based on Zach's video. But now you guys know. How to make noodles look like they're floating.
Wrap the
Yes,
dry
that's actually the
noodles
title of this video.
around a pair of chopsticks.
Chopsticks,
and
dry
hold them
noodles,
lifted
hold them over
above a
oil.
pot of hot oil.
If you ever been to a restaurant and they do this, I always thought it was like a gimmicky magic sort of trick, but now knowing that there's a way that I can do this is actually insane, and I'll probably abuse this so often.
More oil, more.
Oh, so you just kind of pour the noodles while the bottom hardens, and I guess the bottom becomes the base?
Then let it cool, and the noodles.
Whoa, okay. All right, if we can make floating noodles, then this officially would be my favorite Zack D Films video. Who doesn't want floating noodles? I don't know if I have noodles though, so I'm gonna have to use pasta. Okay, so we have the egg noodles on the chopsticks like so, draped exactly as Zack said, and what we're going to do is cook the bottom and then just continuously dump oil on top, and then after a few minutes, this thing should be hardened and it's gonna look like the chopsticks are floating, apparently. So let's give this a try. I'm gonna start by just putting this base down. Oil's jumping, so you gotta be careful if you're using this technique, because otherwise you're gonna get burned. Honestly, pretty high effort. So if you ever see a chef at a restaurant do this, make sure you say thank you to them, because this is pure gimmick. Okay, so it looks like this is officially cooked. The noodles are ready, and now I'm gonna see whether or not it could freestand with the chopsticks like so. Here we go, and I'm going to let go in 3, 2, 1. New room unlocked. All right, so that one obviously doesn't work whatsoever. Absolute scam. Don't cook your pasta like that. I think there's a way to do it because I've seen it actually happen before. Maybe you have to use ramen noodles or something. These are like Italian egg noodles, so it could just be like an infrastructure issue. But I mean, this you guys saw. Look at that. I'll even do it again. Here we have why almost every chess game is unique. Now, I'm calling cap on this, but I want to see what they say here.
If you play a game of
chess,
every move you make creates
a unique path. Okay, so it's going to be some like statistical improbability that you like play the same game, right?
They look similar,
but one different move makes it a completely, okay.
And if everyone on Earth
just don't believe this. I've played games that have resulted in the same exact result.
Own exact sequence of moves. Then, if they all play again and again
and again for their entire lives, you'll never play the same game. Trillions, in fact.
And almost none of them.
Okay, so he's hedging a little bit, saying that there is a small chance.
Choices, and those choices branch into even more, until the total number of possible games becomes so massive that even if every atom in the observable universe played one unique game.
Every atom played a unique game every second since the Big Bang.
Still wouldn't come close to playing them all.
Absolute cap. So let me go ahead and boot up chess.com and see whether or not this is true. All right, Zack D statistics. Let's see if this is true. So I have chess.com booted up right here, and I'm going to play a couple of matches, and I'm really going to try to play a game that I'm positive somebody else has played before. So first I'm going to start off by like actually playing. So I'm going to start off E4, D3. All right, so clearly this has been done before, so let's develop our pieces. Okay, so far so good. It feels like this game has definitely been played before. I think I've even played this game before. All right, so I just beat him by checkmate, and now we're gonna go ahead and see whether or not this game has been played. All right, no, there are no games with this position found in the database. All right, so at least in this one, there was 27 total moves. I beat the guy, but nobody has ever beaten somebody like this before. Okay, so I have an idea as to how I can play a game that somebody else has certainly played before, and I'm gonna show you right now. And this is gonna break all conventional wisdom, but I'm excited to show you because we're gonna disprove Zack actually with this one. So let's play online, 3-minute game, and here we go. So we're gonna start off nice and basic, right? Little E4 action, fine, he could do that. Surely this has been done before. And then watch this. into the resign. Here we go. There has been 64,000 games that have ended with this exact result. So if you do resign, then you actually have some games that overlap. And in this case, 64,000 have ended just like that. Every single day since the Big Bang, you could play an infinite amount of games. I don't think so. Not if you include resigns. Here we have how to do the ancient hand whistle. And if you'll recall from a previous Zack D Films video, I tried to do a whistle and it did not turn out great. So now I want to see if I can do this ancient one. So let's see if Zack is a good teacher on this.
Interlock your fingers tightly and fold
All right,
them
interlock
down.
your fingers,
Then
fold
press
them
the back
down.
edge of
Okay.
your palms together.
Seems
Next,
easy
offset
enough
the bottom
already.
of your hand so the gaps are sealed.
Create some gaps, okay.
Press your thumbs
You guys do
together
this too, and let me know if you're
small
actually able to
hole
create
between
this whistle,
them.
so I know if
Fold
I'm
them
crazy or
down,
not.
then purse your lips.
Purse your lips.
Press your top lip on the knuckles of your thumb.
Okay.
Breathe out.
Seems easy enough. I mean, I already have the structure down.
The air down.
Directing the air down, yep.
Before it comes back out the same.
Sure.
If it
Right?
doesn't
Why
work
wouldn't
the
this
first
work?
time, adjust your fingers.
Just your fingers in case you need to, and angle your mouth. Okay, I'm going to give this my absolute best attempt. Okay, so I followed the instructions to a T. I have my fingers interlocked, my back palms are touching. You can see this little hole in between my thumbs right there, which is where I'm supposed to breathe into. So I did everything right, so this should theoretically work. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. You guys hear anything? Wait, that was kind of it. Hold on, hold on. All right, hold on. Because he said if you don't hear the song the first time, just readjust your finger positions and then you'll hear it. So maybe that's what's missing here. Okay, come on, Zack. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, that's it for me. That was a ton of fun. Thank you to Zack D Films for the videos. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more content, be sure to click here, Otherwise, subscribe and we'll be out, and I'll see you next time. Peace.